So, hello friends, we're back again to discuss the most vicious killing machine animals besides the obvious, like lions and tigers and stuff. You could have just read that, I'm sorry, let's... So, at number 10 we have the Gharial. Now, here's a thing here. Now, you may think, oh, that's just an alligator. Well, you thought wrong, because this is the Gharial. That's right, they have a really, really long snout. But, thankfully, unless provoked, they aren't really a danger to humans. We think they're a danger because a lot of the jewelry that washes up in their alligators' bellies usually dislike being on land, so they like to stay in shallow rivers more. At number 9, we have the brown recluse spider. Being bit by one of these unsavory muchachas can cause pain, intense heat, chills, nausea, ulcers, weakness, and, in rare cases, a coma. So if you see one of these hombres, and stay clear, because they will bite. Now, at number 8, we have the Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish. They're very dangerous and, in bad cases, kill humans. Now, thankfully, they only live for about 1 year, and also, counting the length of their bodies, they're about 165 feet long because of all of the long tendrils that come off them. Now, the blue sac that makes up, much of their upper body is actually made up of things called zooids, which are tiny microscopic creatures that all join together to form the much larger Portuguese man-of-war itself. At number 7, we have the cone snail. While it may just be a snail in a shell, sure, it's a proper vile creature. It contains a peptide called hemotoxin, which has killed around 30 people. Here's the symptoms. Some of the symptoms are, acute pain, numbness, paralysis, and breathing difficulties. Side note, by the way, there's a thing called beefy meaty peptide, which is the actual name for a peptide used in meat flavorings for food, so the next time you nosh on some nice gelatinous meat, realize that you could be eating some peptides. Number 6 is the slow loris. Native to around Southeast Asia, they're the only known venomous primate, like gibbons and whatnot. Side effects of the loris are flushed cheeks, heat, difficulty swallowing, vomiting, diarrhea, and swollen lips. So none of this is great. At number 5, we have the great and mighty Boomslang, I think. It lives in sub-Saharan Africa, and it's Dutch, which is named by the Dutch settlers who migrated into the area. It's named for the Dutch words for tree and snake. It can open its jaws up to even around 170 degrees, which basically unhinges its jaws. The venom it releases is a hemotoxin, which goes after your red blood cells, preventing coagulation, so when you get bit, you bleed out and die since your blood is now as thin as water now. Number 4, we have the Namibian bullfrog, which is apparently a thing. Native to the southern African country of Namibia, they run around all willy-nilly, and they're considered a delicacy by the people that live there. Now, if you get infected by some of their poison, some side effects are a burning urethra and sweeping kidney failure. Not to mention, they're actually very endangered, and they're still eaten, so they're even rare. Now you have to deal with the guilt of killing an endangered animal. Number 3, we have the Mudpuppy, not to be confused with the hellbender or the water dog. They live in streams in the eastern United States and also Canada. The females are very protective over their eggs, so if you try and come close to get some, you're in for a rough time. Not to mention their skulls have all those tiny teeth and whatnot, all in rows, so they can even bite you. Number 2, we have the Platypus. Here's a picture of one of their feetsy flipper things, but what we're after is this doodad, the spur. It's connected to a poison gland in the foot, which isn't too lethal to humans, but it is supposed to be incredibly painful, so, While While you may not die, you're gonna have a whole lot of pain. It can also cause severe swelling around the area where you got stung at too. By the way, they're one of the 5 mammals who lay eggs. And finally, number 1, please. Humans! Yay! Just kidding. I know the whole humans are evil thing has kind of worn itself out. Let's get on to the actual number 1 killing machine on this list. The actual number 1 is the sun bear. It may look bashful enough on its own, but this thing is just straight ballin'. When it walks on all 4s, it's very lanky and arched, almost like a human trying to walk on all 4s. Also, what made me want to quit researching this, what proves evolution was a mistake, this very aggressive and quickly irritable bear can walk on 2 legs like a human. Get this straight. This Ursidae goober can switch from being bipedal or on all 4s. Native to Southeast Asia. Another shocking thing about it is that Southeast Asia is apparently home to all sorts of horrors. It has a few tricks up its sleeve to ensure that it is the meat grinder of the jungle. First of all, it can eat bees. Just straight up chowing down on, like, live swarming bees for no reason. It eats other things too, but it sometimes prefers bees. Next up, it can run up to 30 miles per hour. If that doesn't sound fast, that's faster than any human alive. So imagine a full-grown professional sprinter on steroids, running on all 4s towards you with giant fangs gaping. It's also as fast as a grown male grizzly bear. Next, it can pounce on you when you aren't looking, as if it were some nasty puma or something. The moment your back is turned, you'll get mauled to death by this thing and its long anteater-like tongue. Finally, this thing can climb trees, so even if you get to a higher elevation, you're still not safe from this thing. They're known to be incredibly aggressive, so if you come across one in the wild, you're probably too close to even see it. Alright, bye, don't get killed by a sun bear.